If you're over 50 and every time the weather turns cold, you notice something change. Your knees feel stiff, almost locked, your neck and shoulders ache for no clear reason, and in the morning, those first few steps out of bed feel painful and heavy. Let me tell you something important. This is not just normal aging. It's not simply the price we pay for getting older, and it's definitely not something you're meant to quietly endure. In fact, what you're feeling is often your body responding to the cold. Not failing, just reacting. As temperatures drop, blood vessels naturally constrict. That's the body's way of conserving heat. But there's a trade-off. Less blood reaches the joints, less oxygen, less nourishment. Studies have shown that for every 10 degrees Fahrenheit drop in temperature, circulation around the joints can decrease significantly, and joint fluid becomes thicker, slower, less lubricating. By the time we reach our 50s and 60s, joint fluid is already about 30% thicker than it was in our younger years. So when cold weather arrives, movement feels harder, stiffer, more painful. It's not that your joints are wearing out overnight. It's that they're not being supported the way they need to be. And here's the hopeful part. The part most people are never told. Once you understand why this happens, you can begin to reverse it, not with extreme workouts, not with harsh medications, but with small intentional changes that work with your body, not against it. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Because stiffness is a signal, pain is a message, and when we listen carefully, the body often shows us the way back to ease and movement again. Part 1. Circulation and joint fluid. What cold weather really does to your joints. When we talk about joint pain in colder weather, most people assume it's about wear and tear. Years of use. Miles walked, decades lived. But that's only part of the story. What truly changes when the temperature drops is circulation. Cold weather causes blood vessels to gently tighten. It's a natural survival response. Your body trying to protect your core, keeping your heart and lungs warm. But your joints, your knees, hips, shoulders, hands, they sit farther from that core. So when circulation slows, those areas are often the first to feel it. Less blood reaches the joint, less oxygen arrives, less nourishment flows in, and then there's the joint fluid. Inside every healthy joint is a thin, slippery substance called synovial fluid. Think of it as the body's natural oil, allowing bones to glide smoothly instead of grinding. In warmer conditions, this fluid flows easily. It cushions, it protects. But in colder temperatures, synovial fluid becomes thicker, slower, almost hesitant. Research has shown that joint lubrication efficiency can drop noticeably in cold environments, and after age 50, joint fluid is already more concentrated than in younger adults. So when cold weather arrives, the effect compounds. Movement feels stiff, not because the joint is damaged, but because it's not being properly warmed or supplied. That's why those first steps in the morning can feel so difficult. Not sharp pain, but a heavy resistance, like something needs time to wake up. And here's something important to understand. This stiffness is not a warning that you should move less. It's actually an invitation to move gently, intentionally, because movement increases circulation. It warms the joint from the inside out. It tells synovial fluid to start flowing again. Even a few minutes of slow, mindful movement can begin restoring that natural lubrication your joints rely on. Your joints don't need force, they need flow. And once circulation returns, many people are surprised by how much easier movement begins to feel, even in the middle of winter. In the next part, we'll talk about how simple warmth and daily motion, just 10 to 15 minutes, can dramatically change how your joints feel without strain or exhaustion. Because healing, especially after 50, often starts with the smallest, kindest actions we take for our bodies. Part 2. Why warmth and gentle movement change everything. After 50, once you understand what cold does to circulation and joint fluid, the next question becomes simple. What helps it come back? And the answer isn't complicated. It's warmth and gentle movement. Not intense workouts, not pushing through pain, just consistent, intentional care. Warmth does something remarkable to the body. When you apply heat through a warm shower, a heating pad, or simply dressing properly, blood vessels relax, circulation improves, oxygen and nutrients return to the joint. Studies in physical medicine show that even mild heat therapy can significantly increase local blood flow and reduce joint stiffness, especially in older adults. That's why many people notice they feel better after a warm shower in the morning or after gently warming their knees or lower back in the evening. It's not a coincidence. It's physiology. And then there's movement. Here's where many people get confused. They feel stiff, so they stop moving. But joints are designed to move. Movement is what signals synovial fluid to circulate. When you stay still for long periods, that fluid settles, it thickens, it stops doing its job. But when you move, even slowly, the joint warms itself from the inside. Research shows that low-impact movement can improve joint lubrication within minutes, not hours, minutes. This is why those first few steps feel hard, but the next few often feel easier. Your body isn't breaking down, it's waking up. And here's something important for anyone over 50. You don't need long sessions, just 10 to 15 minutes a day of gentle walking, light stretching, or slow joint movements can restore circulation enough to noticeably reduce stiffness. The key is consistency, not intensity. Think of it like warming an old engine on a cold morning. You don't floor the gas pedal, you let it idle. You give it time. Your joints deserve the same patience. When warmth and movement work together, they create a cycle. Better circulation to smoother joint fluid, to easier movement, to less pain, to more confidence to move again. And once that cycle begins, many people are surprised by how much freedom they regain, even in winter. In the next part, we'll talk about why muscles matter just as much as joints, and how strengthening the right areas can take pressure off your knees and hips without stressing your body. Because after 50, joint health is never just about the joint itself. Part 3, why strong muscles are the quiet guardians of your joints. By the time we reach our 50s and 60s, many people believe joint pain comes from the joint alone. But in reality, joints were never meant to work by themselves. They were designed to be supported, guided, and protected by the muscles around them. Think of your knee, for example. Every step you take, it carries weight, but it relies on the thighs, hips, and calves to absorb much of that load. When those muscles weaken, the joint has to do more than its share. Over time, that extra burden shows up as stiffness, aching, or that deep, familiar soreness that lingers long after you sit down. Science backs this up. Studies in aging and mobility show that after age 50, muscle mass naturally declines by about 1 to 2% per year if we don't actively maintain it. That loss isn't dramatic overnight. It's quiet, gradual, easy to miss, until joints begin to complain. When muscles weaken, joints experience higher impact forces, especially in the knees, hips, and lower back. And that increased stress accelerates discomfort, even when the joint itself isn't severely damaged. But here's the hopeful part. Muscles respond beautifully to gentle, consistent use, even later in life. You don't need heavy weights. You don't need complicated routines. Simple movements that engage the muscles around a joint can significantly reduce joint strain and improve stability. Physical therapy research shows that strengthening surrounding muscles can lower joint pain and improve function as effectively as some medications, without the side effects. And when muscles become more supportive, something subtle but powerful happens. Movement feels safer, balance improves, confidence returns. You stop bracing yourself with every step, and that confidence matters. Because when we fear pain, we move less. When we move less, muscles weaken further, and the cycle continues. Strength in this stage of life isn't about pushing harder. It's about giving your joints partners they can rely on. Strong muscles don't announce themselves loudly. They work quietly in the background, protecting, stabilizing, and easing every movement. In the next part, we'll talk about nutrition and micronutrients, and how what you eat or don't eat can directly affect joint comfort, inflammation, and recovery after 50. Because movement and warmth matter, but healing also happens from the inside out. Part 4. How nutrition quietly shapes joint health after 50. By the time many people reach their 50s, they're often doing their best. They eat regularly. They avoid obvious junk. They believe they're eating fine. And yet, the joints still ache. That's because joint health isn't just about calories or fullness. It's about micronutrients, the small, often overlooked elements that quietly keep tissues functioning. Your joints, cartilage, and surrounding muscles depend on a steady supply of minerals and healthy fats to repair, lubricate, and calm inflammation. As we age, absorption changes. The body becomes less efficient at pulling nutrients from food. So even a diet that once worked perfectly may no longer meet the body's deeper needs. Magnesium, for example, plays a role in muscle relaxation, nerve signaling, and circulation. Low levels are associated with muscle tightness, poor sleep, and increased sensitivity to pain. Calcium isn't just about bones. It supports muscle contraction and joint stability. When levels are off balance, the body compensates in ways that increase strain. And omega-3 fatty acids, found naturally in fatty fish, help regulate inflammation throughout the body, including in joint tissue. Large population studies have shown that people who consume adequate omega-3s often report less morning stiffness and improved joint comfort over time. Yet many older adults, especially those who don't eat fish regularly, fall short. And then there's weight. Even a small increase in body weight places significantly more pressure on the knees and hips. Research suggests that each extra pound can translate into several pounds of additional force across the knee joint with every step. This isn't about blame, it's about awareness. Because when weight, nutrition, and joint health align, movement becomes easier, and pain often softens without aggressive intervention. Food at this stage of life isn't just fuel, it's information. It tells your body how to repair, how to calm, and how to move forward. In the next and final part, we'll bring everything together: circulation, warmth, movement, strength, and nutrition into a simple, realistic way of caring for your joints through the colder months and beyond. Because joint health after 50 isn't about one perfect solution. It's about gentle consistency and respecting the wisdom of the body you've lived in for decades. If there's one thing I hope you take away today, it's this: your joints are not betraying you. They're communicating with you. Stiffness in the cold, that heavy feeling in the morning, the ache that lingers when you sit too long. These aren't signs that your body's failing. They're reminders that your body needs support, warmth, movement, nourishment, and patience. After 50, Health is no longer about pushing harder. It's about listening more carefully. When circulation improves, joints feel lighter. When warmth is applied, stiffness softens. When muscles are supported, joints feel protected. And when nutrition is steady, the body repairs quietly in the background. None of this requires perfection. None of it demands exhaustion. Just small, intentional choices, 10 or 15 minutes a day, repeated with kindness. Winter doesn't have to mean months of pain. Aging doesn't have to mean giving up movement. With the right care, your body can still move with ease, still respond with strength, and still surprise you in the best ways. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to share in the comments. Which joint tends to bother you the most when the weather turns cold? And if you'd like more calm, science-based conversations about staying mobile, independent, and comfortable after 50, I invite you to subscribe and join us here. Because caring for your body isn't about fighting age, it's about honoring the life it's carried you through.